Okay, so I'm not trying to become BuzzFeed or Watch Mojo with listicles, but this time of year tends to bring out a lot of obnoxious driving habits, and while I live in an area where I'm not entirely sure that I should expect better, I still do. Because people who are inconsiderate really chat my ass something fierce. Look, driving isn't that hard, but it can be. Which is why it's important not only to pay attention to your surroundings, but to be considerate of others. To be pointedly aware of your own behavior so that you don't find yourself throwing hands on the side of Route 61 with a guy whose marriage is coming apart at the seams over a mistake with a JetBlue flight attendant 6 months ago. Road rage isn't really about you. It's just the culmination of all the issues in a person's life that they can't control. Because some people have issues and others have an entire subscription. And a chaotic life is the enemy of control. The open road, however, is one place where we can feel some measure of control within the bounds of the law. And that's the big point. Within the, no. Sorry, I wanted to do this and be somewhat reasonable about it and kind of start out with a preamble that suggests that I'm a reasonable person, but you know what? I'm not. And I'm tired of pretending that I am. So I'm just I was gonna write this list of like 5 things where I just wanted people to change their habits, that I thought it wasn't that out of line to ask people to change. But realistically, it only comes down to 2 things. I was just adding another 3 so it gets to a nice number of 5. But you only need 2. 2 is all you need, all I need. So I'm just gonna list the 2 things here and hope people agree with me because I don't have the time to do a whole 10-minute video where I'm just getting really passionate about 2 things, but then complaining about 3 other things that no one really cares about and everybody already knows about, even though most people already know about this thing or these things, and hopefully that common sense travels and people sort of recognize that what's happening is wrong. Sorry, I elbowed my fan. I don't even care. I'm not editing it out because whatever, fuck it. So first and foremost on the list is the left lane bandit. And I cannot believe that it is 2018 and I'm having to sort of complain about this on the internet, even though I don't really have to, but this is what I'm doing, because everybody has encountered the left lane bandit. It's that inconsiderate, gluten-free shit bagel who drives in the left lane for no loving reason. You see, the left lane is the passing lane, and it's generally accepted that in order to pass, you have to accelerate while you're in the left lane so you can pass whoever you're trying to pass in the right lane. But for whatever reason, some people get it in their heads that the left lane is just an extension of the road. The free DLC for the main game known as driving in the right lane. Left lane bandits will offer any number of arguments for why it's perfectly acceptable to hog the left lane and then travel at speeds that are in no way commensurate with the actual flow of traffic. Oh, the right lane is too slow. Oh, this is the lane that gives me the best view and the least risk, because I can see everything ahead and anticipate every obstacle. Oh, look at you. Look, let's make way for Tacitus Kilgore over here. We're gonna hog the right lane. No, the left lane. See, now you got me talking. I bet you think every one of Dutch Vanderland's ideas are great. Yeah, look at me. I'm taking over the left lane. Oh, let me just ride this thing all the way to Strawberry. Oh, just look at me. I'm texting while I'm in the left lane because I gotta leave my 1-star Yelp review for this cafe that got my Americano wrong. It's just, let me look. Hey, check it out. He's in the left lane again. Cause, he doesn't want to let me pass him. He's just going the regular speed limit while he's in the left lane. No one's ever done this before, so I find it kind of amusing because, you never know. I want to punch you in the mouth! Every day brings us a little closer to high blood pressure, and I don't know. I think as Americans we shouldn't be punching each other in the mouth. And yet here we are. Here we are drifting on this rock in the middle of a vast, vast expanse. And in the same sense, we drift closer towards each other. It's, it can be a beautiful thing. I was in love once. It was fucking awful. You can't anticipate every obstacle just because you're in the left lane. See, never mind that outside of acceleration for passing purposes, the left lane operates under the same speed limit as the right. The reality of the matter is that coasting in the left lane will essentially clog up traffic on the right because people aren't being allowed to pass since you're there just coasting. A lot of people think that driving is a singular experience unto yourself. But unless you're on a track, that isn't the case, nor has it ever been. Driving is cooperative. You rely on other people not to drive like morons, just as they rely on you not to drive like the road belongs to you and only you. That you getting to your destination quickly somehow outranks their right to get to theirs in one piece. This is how road rage happens, people. For as much as I might say that a guy who wants to throw hands with you isn't really mad at you, sometimes they really, really, really are. Now, if you need to make a left turn and that turn is coming up, don't let me make you feel bad. I'm mostly thinking of the time I was stuck behind a Wegmans truck that I couldn't pass because some mouth-breathing carnival douche cruise in a Mercury Tracer was just lollygagging in the left lane, like an office worker waiting for the lottery numbers to be read so he can find out whether he's going into work tomorrow to do his job or to take a shit on his boss's desk. I believe it was Gandhi who said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." Well, I'm saying be the lane change you want to see in the world. Don't just coast in the left lane, because just like gas after a meal at Chipotle, the left lane is for passing. Alright, so I'm not sure how much energy I really have left for the rest of this, but let me just say that this is something that bugs me and has always bothered me, and I'd go on the road trips with Mr. Regular, and we'd run into this problem a lot because, I don't know, people are inconsiderate. So here we go. Say you go to Wawa, or Sheetz, or Love's, or any gas station that doubles as a delicatessen. But you're not there for the delicious hot brown that will see you destroying another gas station's bathroom inside of 30 minutes. No. You're there to, believe it or not, and just hear me out here for a minute, guys, you're there to actually get gas. You know, like that thing that is at the pumps that, you know, it comes out of the thing, yeah, like jizz. This is why there's a special place in hell for people who park their car in a fueling station, gas up their car, and then go inside to get food. Now look, I have no idea how prevalent this actually is around the country, but in my area, it's everywhere, and it's positively infuriating because, you know, it's all too common. People should have better sense than this. God love her, I even had to break my mother from this habit, although in her defense, she's someone who goes inside to pay for the gas. And if you're also someone who goes inside to pay for gas because you're convinced every gas pump unit has a skimmer that will give all your information to some broke weirdo in a basement wearing gradually yellowing underwear, then more power to you. So long as you pay, fuel up, and free up that space for someone else who needs it, because otherwise you're just creating a logjam that makes it difficult to navigate the entire campus of the gas station. Because the cars pile up into a line, just waiting for gas pumps to open up, like it's World War II and we're rationing fuel. Sure, maybe when you parked there were 4 other available pumps, so you figured, what's the harm in keeping my car there while I get food or take a hot thrice in the Wawa with 1 stall, because all Wawas only have 1 stall for some reason. But conditions change, and while you're taking your dump or waiting for the sandwich makers to assemble your gobbler, any number of people might have arrived. People who have places to be and things to do. Why is your time any more valuable than theirs? Maybe they don't want any food. Maybe all they want is to fuel up and get on with their lives. And yes, there's something to be said for the value of patience, but this isn't really about patience. Patience is a virtue at the DMV, where delays can't really be helped because, well, it's the DMV. Taking forever is very on brand for them. But here, unless there's absolutely no parking anywhere other than at one of the pumps, there's really no reason to slide your Acura in there and then head inside for a superfood salad that has way too much kale, even by the standards of someone who loves kale. It's even worse if it's one of the Wawas or Sheetz's that have indoor seating. So you have an entire sit-down dining experience while the line for the pumps extends around you like an anaconda. The collaborative nature of driving culture extends beyond just what you do on the open road. It encompasses the manner in which you use your car, whether it's to annoy everyone with some chaotic aftermarket exhaust, or whether it's blocking someone using a gas pump so they can get the hell on with their day. Forget Infinity War, or the time Urkel was on Full House, or that other time where the Ninja Turtles were on Power Rangers in space. Being a motorist is the biggest crossover event in history. because it's a universally collaborative effort. You have to rely on other drivers every bit as much as you rely on yourself. That means on the road, at the pump, in parking spaces, at Cars and Coffee, on the track, everywhere. It's all collaboration. So yeah, it's two issues that I'm complaining about. And maybe these aren't issues that are big for everybody. Maybe they're just specific to me. And if that's the case, feel free to ignore this list entirely. Lord only knows there's probably 100 other things I could have included in this list that were left out. From boxing other cars in, to bicyclists who don't obey the rules of the road, or tailgating, or taking up 2 parking spots because you can't be bothered to check that you're inside the lines before you go inside the mall to fill up on Annie Ann's pretzels and Jamba Juice, or turns that are way too slow, turns that are way too fast, turns that don't use the turn signal, and texting and driving and all that other obvious shit. Because really, how hard is it to not, text and drive, or not drink and drive, or not do something where you're putting other people's lives at risk just because you need to, yeah, well, I gotta get my car home. What am I gonna do? Do you get a lift or something, You just don't take the car out at all. Or maybe I don't know what you do, but you don't drink and drive. It's stupid. Because now there are just any number of parents who are basically just running out the clock because they never got over what happened to their child. Because instead of stopping at 2 or 3 beers, the person decided to drown the entire keg. And it's just, I don't get people. Those ones who can drink responsibly and the ones who take the time to properly sober up before hitting the road, that spiel wasn't about you, but again, this isn't about the obvious lawbreakers anyway. Not that anyone would know that from how easily I get distracted from whatever point I'm trying to make. So in conclusion, do any of these things bug you, or am I alone on this? Were there other things that bug you way more than anything presented here? I'd definitely be interested to hear it, although not in a Stan the Man Reacts sort of way, where I essentially implore you to hit up the comments and smash that like button, because I don't really give a flying frozen shit if you hit like. I just care about trying to get a point across and hoping people connect to it at some level. And if I succeed, then great, but if not, maybe I can reach you on the next time, if there is a next time for one of these Roman rants. Either way, I don't think there's any consensus on what the absolute most annoying driving habits are necessarily. Everybody encounters different issues on the road, but I think if we come to a better understanding of what it is we're doing wrong, we can go about fixing it so that we're all ultimately much safer on the road than we were before. I'm the Roman, and this has been a Roman Rant. Thanks, everybody.